Fathers, what moment made your life fall apart? The day my 6-year-old son asked me to check under his bed for monsters, but instead of looking for imaginary creatures, he whispered, "Daddy, make sure Uncle Steve isn't hiding there." Uncle Steve, my brother, the guy who'd been helping out while I worked double shifts at the factory, the guy my wife said was so good with kids and such a blessing during tough times. At first I thought it was just kid imagination, but then my son started having nightmares every single night. He'd wake up screaming and refuse to go back to his room. My wife said it was just a phase. Kids get scared sometimes, but something felt wrong. I started noticing things. My son would freeze up whenever Steve's car pulled into our driveway. He'd run to his room and lock the door. When I asked him why, he'd just say, "I don't want to play Uncle Steve's games anymore." "What games?" I asked my wife. She said they just played hide and seek, board games, normal uncle stuff. But my son stopped eating, started wetting the bed again after being potty trained for 2 years, started flinching whenever any adult tried to hug him. Last Tuesday, I decided to come home early from work. I told my wife I was working late, but I parked down the street and walked back. The house was quiet, too quiet. I found my son's bedroom door locked from the outside. I could hear him crying inside. I unlocked it and found him curled up on his bed, still in his pajamas at 3 p.m. When he saw me, he started apologizing. "I'm sorry, Daddy. I promise I didn't tell anyone about the secret games. I promise I was good." My heart stopped. "What secret games, buddy?" "Uncle Steve said it's our special secret. He said if I tell anyone, something bad will happen to you and Mommy. He said the monsters will get you." I knelt down next to him. "Can you tell Daddy about these games?" My son looked at the door, then whispered, "Uncle Steve takes pictures. He says they're for a special album. He says all the other kids have albums too." Other kids. I felt sick. What other kids? The kids from his computer. He shows me pictures of them playing the same games. He says if I'm really good, I can be in the computer too. I managed to keep my voice steady. "Where does Uncle Steve keep his computer?" "In the basement. Mommy lets him use it when you're at work. She brings him snacks and tells me to be good for Uncle Steve." I told my son to stay in his room and lock the door. I went straight to the basement. Steve's laptop was there, still logged in. What I found made me throw up right there on the basement floor. Hundreds of photos, videos, my son, other children I didn't recognize, and a folder labeled with my son's name containing dozens of images I can never unsee. I called 911 immediately. While waiting for the police, I confronted my wife, asked her how long she'd known. She broke down and admitted Steve had been paying her $200 every time she left them alone together. She said we needed the money for bills. She sold our son for grocery money. The police arrested Steve within an hour. They found evidence of 12 other victims. My wife is facing charges too. My son is in therapy. But the worst part? Last night my son asked me, "Daddy, was I a bad boy? Is that why Mommy helped Uncle Steve hurt me?" I held him while he cried and promised him he was perfect. But inside I was screaming because I should have known. I should have protected him. I failed the most important job I'll ever have.